This is Purewhiteshadow Echo, and this is the first video of my Sagittarius build. Sagittarius is from the series Fairy Tale, and it's a celestial spirit in contract with Lucy. He's a horse guy, and he's got crazy body proportions, which we're gonna have to compensate for. This is my work area, and I have multiple references of Sagittarius on my whiteboard over here. Now what we need to do is measure from waist over shoulder to waist and approximate the appropriate amount of foam that you're gonna need. I've measured 38 to 39.5 inches, so I've approximated total amount of foam needed at 40 inches. Now what we need to do next is cut the foam in half lengthwise to the middle, then cut a slash in the center widthwise. This you're going to shape out to fit the neck. Now that we've done that, I've placed the foam on a dress form set to my measurements. I've clamped it all in place, and I've tried it on to make sure it fits. I still need to shape the neck hole a bit, and we just need to mark and trim the excess foam. Here's the chest with the excess trimmed and clamped. We'll need to make a pattern off our foam in muslin. This will make it easier to sew. I've made a pattern piece for each quarter. You'll sew the middle, sides, and the bottom front on the machine, and then shove your foam inside. Then you'll sew to the bottom and neck holes by hand. My patterning wasn't too precise here, and I had to add more fabric. You're going to sew the back and front sides together by hand. This is going to be tedious, but it's not going to be hard at all. Now for his hips. To make the hips, I've cut 2 pieces of that foam 5 inches long. It's already 25 inches wide. In order to shape the hips, I'm going to cut out a triangle that is 4 inches at its widest and 3 inches at its deepest. The cut is actually angled, so it's going to be easier to sew. You're going to have to make a muslin cover for these pieces as well, but it should be easier to pattern and you'll be able to sew it completely on the machine. The dart is still hand sewn, and the entirety of the hip needs to be hand sewn to the chest. You're also hand sewing the 2 pieces of the hip together at the back. I've made and attached 5 sets of ties for the torso, and I actually had to change my fit after everything was already done. I cut up the back and darted it because it was too wide for me and it didn't sit right. This really should be done during the fitting stage. But that modification made it a lot easier to transport and to store. And that is how you make the torso.